Hi, my name is Abbie, and today I'm going to be comparing the Spectra S1, S2 versus the Momcozy V1 Pro. Now, this is sponsored by Momcozy, but I want to make sure I preface that my goal here is to give you my honest feedback and help you decide which one is going to be right for you. I do highly recommend the Momcozy V1 Pro, but I also do recommend this one. I have used these ones back and forth again and again and again, and this was my very first pump. This is one that I got my second time around, but when it comes down to it, I go with wearables, and that's just how it is. Wearables are my top pick, and if you can find one that works just as well, if not better, than your standard hospital grade wall pump, then I'd say you got a winner. And that today is why I want to talk to you about this Momcozy V1 Pro. So let's get started. I've had my eye on this pump for the last year. I'm not even kidding. I've seen these on the Facebook mom groups, and gosh, all these moms got such great output with them. And I was like, I need to try these. They look comfortable. They look so effective. And yeah, I almost bought them like 3 different times, but Momcozy sent them to me for free to review, and that's why I'm doing this video for you today. Let's just start with the obvious. How do they look? Well, these are bowling balls, basically. Obviously, they're not actually bowling balls, but don't they kind of look like one? And then you've got your tiny little Momcozy motor, tiny but powerful, let me just say that. And then you've got your wearable cups. Far more discreet. I'm just gonna throw out the obvious there. You can wear these. You can't really wear this. You can actually tie this around whatever. These are basically shoelaces. You could tie it in a knot and then wear it on your wrist. You could tie it on your clothes, on your belt. The sky is the limit. I mean, go crazy. Let's talk about the parts though. So these are your standard pump parts. I mean, your cup, your flange, your backflow protectors. You just connect it to the tube and voila, there you go. Let's take this apart real quick. Here's your bottle. Here's your valve or your duckbill, whatever you want to call it. Here's your flange, that's 3. And then your backflow protector is 3 parts alone. That's 6, right? And then if you need an insert for your size, that's 7. That is 7 parts to wash every single time. 7. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I also have some wearable cups from Spectra for Spectra. These are the Spectra Carrot cups. So let's take this apart. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again, if you need a nipple insert, 7. Again, 7 parts. And I gotta say, you know, these are pretty easy to clean, pretty straightforward. I gotta take a minute to think about how to put this back together. Not fun when your brain is already mush and you've got mom brain and leftover pregnancy brain and you're chasing toddlers and you're trying to multitask and you're trying to remember how long has that milk been sitting out. Anyway, this is a little complicated and that's why I don't use it all that often. I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I tried it, but I don't use it because it's not convenient. Honestly, for as well respected as the Spectra brand is, you know, I would have thought that they would have come up with a better design for their wearable carrot cups. And can I just add the fact that like, this doesn't even have measurements for the milk? It doesn't. I want to know how much I pumped before I have to pour it out. Sometimes I just want to see. These have measurements written on them. Why can't these? I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much, but I don't think I am. Moving on, thanks for listening to my tiny little rant there. These are so much better. Gosh, let's just take a quick look. You can detach the tube by just pulling on it. And then you have a little spill cover so you don't splash around and leak your milk all over the place if you're active like me and accidentally bend over without remembering, oh yeah, I'm pumping. Maybe I shouldn't bend over. So you just pull out this back part. This is one piece. Your backflow protector is built in. And then we have our little tiny valve. And then this is also one piece. Like, isn't that just so much better? So much more convenient. And then when we have to put it back together, it doesn't overwhelm my brain. I mean, It's just so much easier. Like, you know, if you've already got little ones at home and you've been through this before, you know just as well as I do, those days can be crazy, and you want parts that are going to be as easy as possible, whether it's taking apart, cleaning, or putting back together. You want these to be simple. And if you're a first-time mom and you haven't gotten there yet, let me be maybe the first one to tell you that simpler is typically going to be better. I am very impressed. So as we move into the next section, I kind of just want to reiterate the fact that these are very comfortable. As you're pumping, they are in your bra. They're pretty much out of the way. I mean, you gotta work hard to make these problematic. I've tried to wear these while working before, while typing, and I'm just sitting there like around my pump cups and it's just, it doesn't work very well, not for me. That's one huge reason why I have really stuck to wearable pumps over the last year, because I'm a working mom. I have things to do and I gotta feed my baby, and I don't wanna have to choose between working to support my family or feeding my baby. You shouldn't have to choose, and that's why wearable pumps are so important to me. They're so much more comfortable. They just make more sense. So let's just talk a little bit about the portability of both pumps, as well as the charging features and the battery. So first of all, obviously this one is going to be way more portable than this one. Again, lugging around a bowling ball here, and this you're just carrying a little pump. I mean, look at it, it's so cute. So the battery, you can just charge it with a normal USB-C cord. It's right here, right next to the shoelaces, as I call them. This is very compatible with a lot of chargers that you probably already have at home. Androids have been using the USB-C for years now. Apple switched to USB-C within their last couple of models, and I bet you probably, if you don't know if you have a USB-C at home, you probably do, even if you don't even realize it. Now, this one takes a different charger. Again, this one is something that you charge. It holds a charge for a while. It is a pretty great battery on the S1. And then your S2, you can only use it if it's plugged in. And this is going to be the charger that you have to use. They come with two separate chargers. Both look just like this. Way more convenient, way more portable. This one is my winner. This actually has 270 minutes of battery life, and if you pump for 30 minutes like I do, that's 9 sessions. 9. That's amazing. That is like more than a day's worth of pumping sessions. Incredible. Probably the best wearable pump battery I have, actually. And I have a lot of breast pumps, like a lot. Now, if we take a step back to discuss the prices, now these pumps are pretty much the same thing, with just like, you know, one big difference that one's portable and one's not. The prices of the Spectra pumps usually range from $200 to $300, depending on the package that you get. When I got my pump, I got it in like a bundle where it came with a cooler, it came with some extra parts, and it came with some sort of a case. It might have been just the cooler, but nowadays they offer them with a carrying bag. So you get a pump bag along with it. That can range, like I think I saw it earlier today, up to about $280 US. So that's what you're looking at for this one if you wanted to bundle it with a pump bag. If you wanted to bundle this one with a pump bag, it's probably about, you know, $220. This one right now is $200 US. It's pretty common for breast pumps to be covered by insurance. Your insurance could cover a free breast pump for you, and Spectra is more than likely going to be offered in that. As for wearable pumps, it varies from insurance company to insurance company based on what they cover and how much. So definitely something to check into, especially if you're expecting soon. You're gonna wanna double check that. I usually start looking at pumps towards the end of my first trimester just to see what's out there, what I want to use, and then I'm usually talking to my doctor about it in my second trimester just to make sure I have something picked out and I have my prescription in there before I actually need it. This is not medical advice. This is just my experience and what I did for myself. Talk to your doctor, that's what I did. Let's talk about suction strength. So the Spectras go up to 270 mmHg. The Momcozy V1 Pro goes up to 300 mmHg. That means that the suction strength on this pump is more powerful than our beloved Spectra pump. Wow. I actually thought that this was going to be more powerful when I looked this up, but no. The Momcozy is a stronger suction strength. Let's take a step back, and I want to put a little reminder, a little disclosure out there that higher suction strength does not mean more milk output. It just means that you have more range, you have more options. And if you are somebody who needs a higher suction strength, then this one is going to be great for you. Honestly, it's going to be awesome because you have the ability to go higher than the Spectra. But I want to put this reminder out there that higher suction strength can actually be hard on your nipples. It can be too hard if you're someone who doesn't need it. If you're getting less milk output, it might mean that you need to go down in suction because your nipples are overstimulated and that's hindering your milk supply. So definitely listen to your body. Trial and error. If you need to see a lactation consultant, make sure they are a board certified lactation consultant that can help guide you. There are often services around the communities where you can go and see one of them for free, or they might just be covered under your insurance. I don't know, but if you're having issues, call around and see if there is a board certified lactation consultant that can help you out to figure out your best flow based on suction strength, sizing, all of that stuff. Again, this is a lot stronger, and that's really important to me because I am somebody who has needed higher levels of suction in the past, and I've also been on the opposite side of that where I've been just fine with lower levels of suction based on the sensitivity of my nipples during that time and where I've been in my postpartum journey. You can change day to day and your milk supply can often surprise you. Don't forget that. Now, the suction strength is one thing, but let's talk about timers. This one comes with a timer that you can adjust. So you can set your timer anywhere from 5 to 40 minutes. That's awesome. I typically pump for 30 minutes. This does have an automatic shut off at 30 minutes. That's not necessarily a timer. It counts up to 30 and then it just stops. This counts down from whatever time you set it at. So this counts down, this counts up, pretty much the same thing. But you can't customize your timer on the Spectra. You can customize it on the Momcozy. Super cool. I really like that. So now I'm gonna switch gears a little bit and I'm gonna show you how to operate the Spectra and how to operate the Momcozy. And I'm also gonna show you how loud they are. So let's start. Oh gosh, that was on 12. This is the highest level, 12. This is the highest level of stimulation mode. Let's slow it down. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's take this down a little bit. Let's take it down to 6. It's not bad, but like, even though it's not like super loud, if you're carrying this around, this vibrates. Shaking the table. I'm just kidding, it's not. But it's not discreet. I've taken this to the office and I've had to hold it so that it could reduce the amount of noise on my desk and not draw attention to me. Not very discreet. So you've got your cycle, basically, you know, how fast or slow your speed is, and then your vacuum level, so you can turn it up and down. Here's your on button. Here's your mode that you can switch back and forth between stimulation and expression. And here's a handy dandy little light. There's also a little bottle holder here in the back that this can fit into, but I've never understood why in the world would there only be one cup holder when you can pump 2 sides at a time. I don't know. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Again, I don't think I am. Anyway, moving on. This, we love it. Just hold down that power button. So we have a few different settings here. This little heart is your stimulation mode. This is what's gonna work up your nipples and your milk flow and get it moving. And then this is your expression mode, just a little drop. Well, then we have a mix mode where it goes back and forth automatically between the two, just to try to extra stimulate and try to really get that milk flowing. It can be sort of more like a mimic to a baby, because babies can switch back and forth. They can do whatever they want. I mean, it's their world. We're just living in it. So then here we have a pause button. This doesn't have a pause button. You turn it off, you lose your time. That has really annoyed me in the past when I've accidentally turned it off. Well, here your pause button keeps your time. We love that. Thank you, Momcozy. That's a big one for me. Okay, here are your plus and minus. This is what's gonna take you up in your levels. It goes all the way up to 15. Really nice. Oh, that's strong. It's like the ocean. I'm just kidding. So when this goes off, you just click the button once and then you get your buttons back. Let's turn that down. You also have a high, medium, and low setting as well if you want to adjust the speed of your pump. Here is your timer where you can adjust from 5 to 40 minutes. I love this thing. We've talked about a lot here today. Let's just touch back on the fact that this is such a great value. For everything that you're getting in here, I mean, this is basically a wearable wall pump. When I was wearing this, when I was using this, I couldn't actually feel the difference between the two. The suction that I experienced with the Spectras and the output that I've experienced with this one was pretty much the same. The first day I used this, I got more milk out in half the time. Milk can vary day to day depending on what you eat, the time of the day you pump, how hydrated you are. There are so many factors when it comes into your output. You know, I can't say which one actually gets more milk out for me because at this point in my journey, I don't pump consistent enough to really be able to tell you that one got me more milk over the other. But I can say, based on all the times that I've pumped, all the pumps that I've used, this one is so similar to the Spectra, but far, far more convenient. And of course, everyone is going to be different. Everyone is going to have a different experience, but this one is one that I would recommend to any mom. Momcozy is, in my opinion, a very reliable pump brand, and I'm really excited to have these pumps. I'm so excited to be able to work with them and to have the ability to recommend these to you, to my friends, to my family, and to be able to use them myself. Now, before we wrap up here, I want to get you thinking as you're making your decision between which pumps, what's going to be right for you. I'm just going to throw a few things out there. Are you a working mom or are you a stay-at-home mom? If you're a working mom, do you have the ability to pump whenever, wherever you want? Can you pump at your desk? Can you pump in your classroom? Or are you going to have to go somewhere else because you have a big pump where you can't really do that anywhere? Is this going to be easier for you to have this, to be able to wear in your bra, be discreet about it, to pump whenever you need to, regardless of your work schedule? Are you a stay-at-home mom? Is this your first baby? Or are you chasing around a toddler? Either way, I mean, I feel like I'd be in the middle of a pump session on my maternity leave and it's just me and baby. And as soon as I start pumping and I'm in the middle of doing something, baby's crying, baby needs something. Now I have to get up, but I'm glued to an outlet, or I'm just carrying around a bowling ball. Again, it's not a bowling ball. You get my point. I have used and I love both for different reasons. This is my OG. This is like my longtime buddy that has always been reliable for me. But when I'm realistic with my lifestyle and my needs, these are what I gravitate towards. And this is basically a wearable, portable, discreet wall pump. If you're looking for something that is going to be effective and affordable, this is your winner. And this is what I would recommend to you. Think about when you're gonna need to pump, how often, where are you going to be, what's your lifestyle like? I think that regardless, if you were to choose this pump, I don't think you could go wrong. But if you do happen to go with something like a Spectra or Medela, other types of wall pumps out there, you might be limited to when and where you can pump and privacy. I'm all for pumping and breastfeeding whenever, wherever you need to, but I still appreciate that privacy for myself. I don't always, want to have to worry about who's around me because that's time that's private for me. I feel like I just have a lot more flexibility when it comes to something like this. So again, my name's Abbie. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video and comment below if you have any questions or feedback, or if you've tried these pumps and what you think of them. Motherhood is a roller coaster, and when you add in the postpartum experience and you add in breastfeeding, nursing, pumping, all the things, talk about overwhelming. So if there's anything that I can do to make that time a little bit easier, make your decisions a little bit more informed, then that's what I'm here to do. If you are looking to get a discount on this pump, I'm going to have that information for you in the description. This is my favorite. It's discreet. It's the best. This is my pick. This is my vote. Get this one. Oh my gosh. I just got to the end of this video. How did I not realize this? You don't actually have to tie it. This moves up. Oh my gosh, I need to go to bed. Okay, well, there's another benefit, there's another perk. You don't have to tie it if you don't want to because this little piece does it for you. Okay. Good night, everybody. I'll see you next time.